Imprinted on our skin, tattoos speak volumes without uttering a word. They are the stories we choose to tell about ourselves, the silent letters etched onto bodies that scream our identities, our beliefs, our histories, our loves. Yet, every symbol, every motif cradles a deeper resonance than what meets the eye. The all-seeing eye, an ancient symbol, signifies much more than an artistic rendering on skin. It echoes wisdom, spiritual enlightenment, or even power. And then there's the humble anchor, a symbol of strength, stability, loyalty, a silent testament to our faith, our grounding in turbulent seas of life. The angels gracing our skins are not just divine entities but messengers, protectors, and a way to remember the ones we've lost. Tattoos have become a language, a form of self-expression. The inked arrow, bear, or bat each has a story of resilience, strength, life, or rebirth. And then there are the bees and the birds, tokens of dedication, freedom, courage. But as we dig deeper into this art of self-expression, we stumble upon a symbol so intriguing, so captivating that you'll find out soon enough. Hey there, curiosity explorers. Ready for another dive into the unknown? I'm your host, Caesar, and with me today, as always, is the insightful and lively Sonia.
Hello, fellow seekers of curiosities. Buckle up, because we've got a fascinating journey ahead of us today.
That's right, Sonia. And if you're enjoying these daily dives into the depths of curiosity, don't forget to subscribe to the Curiosity Wonderland, share your thoughts in the comments section, and share our podcast with others who love to learn new things. Together, we can make every day a journey of discovery. Tattoo meanings continue to evolve with changing societal norms and individual interpretations, making them a dynamic art form.
So, would you say that a tattoo's meaning is not just about the symbol itself, but also about the person wearing it?
Absolutely. It's a form of self-expression and artistry, allowing individuals to adorn their bodies with meaningful symbols and designs. It's crucial to choose a design that resonates with you, whether you're getting your first tattoo or adding to your existing collection.
So, does that mean each symbol or design has a generally accepted meaning?
Yes and no. There are some traditional meanings behind popular tattoo designs, from ancient symbols to modern motifs. However, these meanings can vary widely based on different cultures and personal interpretations.
Interesting. Can you give us some examples?
Sure. Take the all-seeing eye, for example. It's a motif that originates from ancient history, but its associations have evolved over time. In the context of tattoos, it could be a reference to the gods and their omnipresence, a symbol of wisdom and spiritual enlightenment, or an association with power and control.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It's like every tattoo is a story waiting to be told.
That's a great way to put it, Sonia. And the best part is, there are so many stories to tell, and so many designs to explore. Now, let's dive deep into some popular tattoo designs and their meanings. Take the anchor, for instance. It's a simple design, yet it symbolizes strength, stability, and loyalty.
Wow, that's profound. I can see why it would be a popular choice.
Absolutely. In a religious context, the anchor can represent a person's strength in their chosen faith or serve as a reminder to stay grounded in challenging times.
So, it's a kind of a personal reminder, right?
Yes, in many ways. It can also symbolize a connection to the sea or a love for maritime life.
That's fascinating. How about angels? They're quite popular too, aren't they?
Indeed. Angels are often seen as messengers between humankind and the gods, acting as protectors or guardians. Many people get an angel tattoo as a way to honor and remember a loved one who has passed away.
That's really touching. I guess this shows how personal and powerful tattoos can be.
Yes, and the personal connection extends to pop culture tattoos as well. For instance, anime and manga tattoos have gained popularity in recent years, expressing love for a specific show or character or a sense of belonging to a cultural group.
So, they're a way to showcase your passions and interests?
Absolutely. Now, another interesting design is the arrow. In Native American cultures, arrows symbolize strength and resilience. They can represent passion, affection, or the strength to navigate through life's challenges.
I see. I suppose that's why so many people choose tattoo designs that have a deeper meaning. It's a way to tell their own story.
That's right. Each tattoo is unique to the individual, reflecting their personal journey and experiences. Even misunderstood symbols like bats can hold positive meanings. In China, bats symbolize good fortune, long life, wealth, and prosperity. Native Americans view them as symbols of rebirth and associate them with positive spiritual qualities.
This is also intriguing. I love the idea that these symbols can hold such different meanings across cultures. It really brings a new level of appreciation to the art of tattooing.
Now, let's talk about bear tattoos. In Native American cultures, bears are seen as the keepers of dreams and symbols of strength and wisdom. Vikings associated bears with strength and fury, often dressing themselves in bear skins before battle.
That's quite fascinating. It seems like strength is a recurring theme in tattoos.
Yes, and not just physical strength, but also the strength of character and resolve. Speaking of which, bees are another example. Universally admired for their hard work and dedication, bee tattoos symbolize hard work, willpower, and resilience.
And I guess they also capture the essence of community and teamwork, right?
Absolutely. Now, moving on to bird tattoos, these are often seen as symbols of freedom, courage, and travel. They can represent liberation from traumatic experiences or overcoming challenging situations.
That's quite powerful. And what about bulldog tattoos?
Bulldogs symbolize national pride, strength, and loyalty, particularly in English and American cultures. They're also commonly associated with sports.
And butterflies? They're quite popular too.
Yes, butterflies represent transformation, renewal, and resurrection. They were believed to be earthly representations of the soul in ancient Greek mythology.
That's beautiful. It really shows the depth of thought and symbolism that goes into tattoo designs.
Absolutely. And the same depth applies to candle tattoos, often seen as symbols of light in our darkest moments. Meanwhile, cat tattoos are often seen as symbols of good luck, reflecting their unique personalities.
Wow, I'm amazed at how each design holds so much meaning and history. It just increases my respect for the art of tattooing.
Moving on, cat tattoos can also serve as a memory for a deceased pet, honoring their presence in our lives.
That's touching. It just shows how tattoos can preserve the memory of our loved ones.
Indeed. Similarly, church tattoos can also hold different meanings depending on the cultural context. In the Russian prison system, a tattoo of a church represents time served in completion of a sentence.
That's quite unique. And what about compass tattoos?
Compass tattoos symbolize direction, guidance, and following one's convictions. Sailors often got compass tattoos as a token of good luck and protection during their journeys.
Seems like tattoos are often linked to protection, aren't they?
Yes, and that link extends to crow tattoos as well. Crows symbolize change, transformation, and wisdom. They're often depicted as watchful creatures with foresight.
That's really intriguing. And daggers?
Daggers can hold contradictory meanings. They can symbolize treachery and deception, representing betrayal, but they can also be seen as symbols of bravery and the willingness to fight.
So it's all about the perspective, right?
Exactly. The Dharma wheel, a sacred symbol in Buddhism, represents the teachings of Buddha and various aspects of Buddhist teachings. Meanwhile, doves symbolize peace, love, and purity.
And dragons?
In Asian cultures, dragons symbolize wisdom, strength, and protection. They can also symbolize power, bravery, and transformation.
That's fascinating. I love how varied these meanings are.
It truly is. Lastly, eagles symbolize power, dominance, and spirituality, while eye tattoos represent spirituality, wisdom, and protection. All of these symbols offer a rich tapestry of meanings and interpretations. Let's continue with eye tattoos. They're often seen as symbols of spiritual wisdom and the omnipotence of higher powers. They can also represent human emotions and serve as a reminder of the presence of deceased loved ones.
That's quite profound. And what about feather tattoos?
Feathers symbolize freedom, flight, and spiritual enlightenment. In Native American cultures, they have sacred and spiritual connotations, representing a connection to the spiritual world.
Interesting. And fox tattoos?
Foxes represent cunning, mystery, and wisdom. They have different symbolism across cultures. In Asia, they symbolize luck and have a mythical status. But in Western folklore, they're often seen as tricksters.
I love how the same creature can have such contrasting symbolism based on the culture.
It's truly fascinating. Now, fu dogs, also known as lion dogs, are powerful symbols of protection in Asian cultures. They're believed to offer protection against evil forces.
That's quite powerful. And Ganesha tattoos?
Ganesha is a revered deity in Hindu culture, symbolizing prosperity, luck, and spiritual guidance. Having his image tattooed represents devotion and spirituality. Ganesha tattoos can also symbolize personal growth, overcoming obstacles, and finding inner peace.
That's quite meaningful. And Grim Reaper tattoos?
Grim Reaper tattoos serve as reminders of our mortality and the transient nature of life. They can also symbolize bravery and courage, as the Grim Reaper is often associated with facing death fearlessly.
That makes sense. It also shows how tattoos can be used to confront and express deep existential themes.
Precisely. Lastly, Hansa tattoos are religious symbols representing protection and spirituality. The variety of symbols and their rich meanings demonstrate the depth and personal significance that tattoos can hold. Hansa hand tattoos are believed to provide protection against evil forces and promote spirituality.
So, it's both protective and spiritual?
Yes. Moving on, Hanya masks and Oni demons are popular motifs in Japanese tattoo culture. They represent jealousy and anger, symbolizing fierceness and strength.
That sounds intimidating. What about the hold-fast tattoo?
The hold-fast tattoo has nautical origins and is associated with sailors' resilience and strength. It serves as a reminder of inner strength and resilience during challenging moments.
So, it's a symbol of perseverance?
Correct. Icarus tattoos, on the other hand, symbolize the need for balance and humility in one's life, representing the Greek myth of Icarus.
So, it warns about pride and arrogance?
Exactly. Then we have the infinity symbol, which represents eternity and limitless possibilities.
That's quite a powerful symbol, isn't it?
Yes, it encompasses the continuous cycle of life and death and represents everlasting love and connections with loved ones. Lastly, Jesus Christ tattoos symbolize a person's devotion to their Christian faith and spirituality.
So, it's more about personal faith and spirituality?
Yes, these tattoos symbolize Jesus' love for humanity and his teachings of compassion and forgiveness. Jesus tattoos can also serve as reminders of hope, inspiration, and strength in challenging times. Moving on, koi fish tattoos symbolize strength, bravery, and the desire to succeed. They often reflect personal struggles and the ability to overcome obstacles.
That reminds me of a childhood memory. I had a pond full of colorful koi fish in our backyard. Watching them swim around was so peaceful. Despite how the world was swirling around, they just kept swimming, not bothered by anything. In a way, they were my symbol of resilience.
That's a beautiful memory. Resilience is indeed a common theme in tattoo symbolism. Speaking of strong animals, let's talk about lion tattoos. They symbolize strength, courage, and wisdom, representing power and dominance.
Just like the lions from the storybooks my grandma used to read to me.
Exactly. Now, lotus flower tattoos symbolize purity of the body, mind, and spirit. They represent spiritual awakening and enlightenment.
I always found the lotus flower incredibly beautiful and symbolic.
It definitely carries deep spiritual and cultural significance. Moving on, mandala tattoos serve as aids for meditation and focus, representing the order and interconnectedness of the universe.
I remember my art teacher introducing me to mandalas. Drawing them was a calming, almost meditative experience.
They indeed have a powerful calming effect. Next, Maneki Niko, also known as the beckoning cat, is a popular Japanese symbol of good luck and prosperity.
I had a small beckoning cat statue on my desk during high school. It was a gift from a dear friend for good luck during exams.
That's a lovely tradition. Lastly, moon tattoos symbolize mystery, magic, and the cycles of life, representing the ever-changing nature of existence.
I remember staying up late as a child just to gaze at the full moon. It always seemed so mysterious and enchanting to me.
The moon can symbolize emotions, femininity, and the subconscious mind. It carries different meanings in various cultures, ranging from fear and darkness to love, transformation, and rebirth.
It's incredible how many different meanings one symbol can have.
Indeed. Now, owls represent wisdom and knowledge. They symbolize the ability to see beyond the surface and uncover hidden truths.
That's why they're often associated with wisdom in stories and myths, I suppose.
Exactly. Moving on to panther and jaguar tattoos, these powerful creatures are seen as symbols of power, dominance, and fearlessness.
Like the powerful predators they are in the wild.
Yes, precisely. Now, the phoenix is a mythical bird associated with rebirth and resurrection. It symbolizes transformation and renewal, as well as endurance, triumph, and overcoming challenges.
The phoenix always fascinated me with its symbolism of rising from the ashes.
It certainly is a powerful symbol. Now, rose tattoos represent love, beauty, and passion. They symbolize spirituality and devotion, often associated with religious traditions.
Roses do have that timeless appeal.
They do. Next, the Sacred Heart is a religious symbol in Christianity, representing Jesus' love for humanity. It symbolizes deep compassion, love, and devotion.
Very meaningful for those with strong faith.
Yes. Lastly, semicolon tattoos have gained popularity as a symbol of mental health awareness and resilience. The semicolon represents a sentence that could have ended, but the author chose to continue.
That's a beautiful symbol of perseverance and strength.
Semicolon tattoos not only symbolize the strength to overcome mental health struggles but also show support for those facing challenges like depression and anxiety. They serve as reminders of hope and the power of self-expression and storytelling.
It's amazing to see how tattoos can also be a form of solidarity and understanding.
That's right. Moving on, ship tattoos symbolize a connection to the sea, adventure, and the longing for home. They're often worn by sailors as a symbol of their profession and a token of good luck during their journeys.
Must be quite an adventure out at sea.
Definitely. Now, skull tattoos carry multiple meanings, representing death, mortality, and the transient nature of life. They symbolize the inevitability of death and serve as reminders of our mortality.
A rather stark reminder, but important nonetheless.
Yes, indeed. On a more vibrant note, sugar skull tattoos associated with the Day of the Dead celebration in Mexican culture are not morbid but rather represent a celebration of life. They symbolize remembrance, joy, and the belief that the souls of the departed return to earth during the Day of the Dead.
That's a beautiful sentiment. Celebrating life in the face of death.
Precisely. Tattoos are indeed a powerful form of self-expression, allowing individuals to carry meaningful symbols and stories on their bodies. Each tattoo carries its own unique meaning and can serve as a constant reminder of what matters most to them. It's been a fascinating journey through the symbolism of tattoos, hasn't it? We've discovered that from ancient symbols to modern motifs, every tattoo carries a unique meaning and story that can resonate profoundly with the person wearing it. It really is more than just ink on skin, it's a deeply personal form of expression.
Absolutely, and it's remarkable how these symbols can say so much about us, our values, our past, and even our aspirations. What a meaningful, captivating art form.
And remember, whether you're choosing an all-seeing eye, an anchor, or a lotus flower, what matters most is that it speaks to your soul. Don't you agree?
Oh, definitely. Alright, listeners, it's time to wrap up. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of the rich symbolism behind tattoo designs. If you've enjoyed our deep dive, then please blast that like button, leave a comment, and share this episode with your friends.
And don't forget, we're always eager to hear your thoughts and your own stories. So, don't be shy, join in on the conversation.
And with that, we bid you farewell. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate.
Goodbye, folks. Keep exploring, keep learning. This in-depth exploration into the world of tattoo meanings was found on the HowStuffWorks site, in an article titled A Comprehensive Guide to Tattoo Meanings, authored by the talented team at HowStuffWorks and published on October 16, 2023. You can find the full URL in the video description if you're interested in delving deeper. Now, I'll catch you in the next episode.